All right. We're back. Casual Conversations with the Homies, episode 1000. We're here with Guru, Tito. No, it's not. It's not episode 1000. That was capping. Yeah,
Pause that.
we're here with the man, the myth, the legends, Guru, Tito. Guru, how you doing?
Doing great. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh yeah, it's Christmas weekend,
Merry
huh?
New Year. Good stuff.
Yeah, what's up with you, Tito?
I'm good, man. Good. A little tired from work, but doing all right, man. Just chilling. I won't spoil anything, but on an emotional roller coaster with Mandalorian, man.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's pretty good. I won't talk about it at all because somebody might not have seen it yet and might watch it in the future. And nah, I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say like if you're a fan of but never mind. All right, yeah, I'm glad we're back. You know, we're back on schedule Friday. We got the later in the show. We got the famous NFL pick'ems. I think we need to go over last week one more time because it's a crazy week every week in the NFL. It seems like, but NBA is back and NBA is yeah. Let's start off talking about NBA. The NBA is back. The preseason is kicking off. The full season starts in a few days. About a week from now, less than a week actually. I don't know. I didn't miss it because it just went off. But now that it's back, I'm seeing the power of basketball. Like I'm liking it. I'm liking the fact that they're not in the bubble. I'm okay with it. You know, some rookies, some things like that. But go ahead, Guru. I know you want to talk. Guru, what kind of are you? What kind of camera are you on? This I can see you crystal clear today for some reason.
Oh, it's the same camera. I think I just cleaned the lens a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right, Guru. So let's talk about NBA. Bring us in, Guru.
Yeah, so some big news that I feel is big news, and that's Jeremy Lin. He is signed with the G League, I think the Warriors G League team. Was it the San Jose Warriors or um, I can't remember their name, but anyway, that's exciting because he played in the Chinese basketball league, did pretty well over there. He was making like a couple $1 million, but it just goes to show how much he wants to get back in the NBA. You know, he was a solid player. This is a guy who averaged almost 12 points a game, over 480 games. And anytime you can average double figures in the NBA and you don't even get drafted, that's pretty solid. You know, I think he'll be a good utility player. He's been in big moments, and he's only 32 years old. I think he can come off the bench and spell some people. He has a high basketball IQ. And I just hope he gets back in. I don't understand why he was ever out of the NBA, personally. That's my opinion. Because there's worse players. He's not a bad player. And this guy, there's players that are so undeserving. He's so deserving. I think there's politics. I think some fish is going on. But I hope Jeremy Lin gets back in. And I'm excited about that. Any comments on that?
My first comment is I didn't know you were gonna go this way with this story. I didn't know you was a big Jay Lin fan. Like I like him. He shares the same birthday as my daughter. And we're the same age, so you know I'm always rooting for people born in '88. But I don't know. The NBA is a fickle league, man. Amari Stoudemire ended up playing it across overseas, so you just never know. Like it's like that's why LeBron's 18-year career is impressive because most guys don't get like a fair shake after a while. These young guys come in and just Go ahead, Tito.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit surprised too in the direction that you're going in, Guru. But no, I mean, I'm glad that he's out there, still playing. I feel like he's at his opportunity though, man. I mean, he turned into a little bit of a journeyman. Um, what was it? 2 years ago when Toronto won it, he was on that Toronto bench. He wasn't playing much. Toronto was definitely um, a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they beat the Warriors, but Jeremy Lin was on that bench. Like, and he wasn't doing all that much. And there was definitely opportunity to play on that team. And Nick Nurse, I mean, is a good coach. I mean, if anything, people would say he's a great coach. He knows what he's doing, pulling the right levers, and it's like you have somebody like that, and you can't crack the lineup, then maybe there's definitely something that's there. So you know, it definitely is one of those where I'm just glad he's still playing. I don't think it's any politicking or anything like that. He is up there on the age wise. But I mean, I'm sure he can get back around. I mean, there's probably more money for him outside of the NBA though. So just a marketable name.
Yeah, it's a good market for him. He's in San Jose. You know, and then they'll eventually come to the Warriors if he makes it. We'll see. The Warriors, Steve Kerr and the franchise, they kind of know what they're doing. Besides last year when it comes to players, so we'll see. Any other NBA news before we move to other some star NBA players?
Yes, yes. So we're going to keep on the James Harden watch, uh, and I like to point out to our viewers, this is Ray Mayer's favorite team and one of his favorite players, if not his favorite player in the NBA right now. There's still some trade packages for him. One includes Ben Simmons to Houston and a draft pick. They'll, of course, and some cash. But there's a lot of teams that are willing to get in this trade deal with him to make this work. And more than likely, it's going to happen before the beginning of the season. Don't be
I wouldn't be
surprised.
surprised if he could trade to a trash team because they're opening up to trading him to anybody right now, and the way he's going about it is not the best way of going about it. Like I don't I'm the biggest Harden fan in the world, but I haven't been particularly a fan of how he's been moving the last couple of weeks. You don't say all the right things. I get it. Maybe he wanted. I don't know if he was upset that they traded Russell Westbrook. I don't know, but something must have happened to where he was very high on the team, and now he seems like he don't want to be on the team. I don't know. I can say he doesn't want to be on the team at all because you don't know. We don't know, but the reports are saying that he still wants out. To me, you give it a crack. You give it a crack at the team because his team, honestly, they don't look bad. Like if he kind of came around and he played the James Harden ball that he's used to playing, I think he'd be okay. But I think that this is the first time in his career recently that he's been surrounded by other dogs besides like Chris Paul. Like these guys are ballers as well. John Wall, even though he's coming off of bad injuries, he looked pretty good these last couple of preseason games though. Like he got a spring. Like I would argue that he needs to slow down and stop jumping. And, don't do less explosive plays, but they're looking good. If Boogie's on there too as well, and I don't know. To me, I'll give it a chance at least a little bit, like because the West right now is not wide open, but it's like it's winnable for most teams. I think like it's not that many teams ahead of in front of them. Like to me, I think uh, they might be the top three team in the West with the Rockets as is right now. So I think he might be making a mistake. Tito.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is making a mistake, but it is what it is, right? Like he's already demanded it. I if I was Houston, I'd trade him. I'd try and get the max value for him. It kind of sucks, when a superstar puts it out there like that because you kind of don't get max value for him, but I'm sure they'll make the right trade.
Yeah, if he go to the 76ers, that's the same situation he was in Houston. Like you don't have that many players, you don't have that
Yep.
many shooters. You got Joel Embiid.
Well,
I don't think the Sixers are a good. The Sixers are a good team because they're a young team together. But if you looking like win and go
yeah,
far,
I
go
don't think
ahead.
so either though. I said I don't think so either though because their president of operations now is Daryl Morey, and he was the GM for Houston. So it's like there's ties there, but it's like I don't think it is the right situation for him. Then again, I mean, Doc Rivers is a veteran player coach,
I don't
so
know. It's part of
it
me
is what it
thinking
is.
he's. I can't believe I'm saying this, but part of me but thinking he is running. He wants to have that like he doesn't want nobody to say nothing to him. He wants the people that's on the side that are, not say that baby him, but somewhat. You run into the GM you like. You still have high hopes of Mike D'Antoni, like, and you're talking about the Nets, and it's like you just trying to run to what's familiar. Like you kind of sometimes champions they have to go through things and really fight for it. And I don't think he wants to like fight as much because The East is not that easy. We're going to talk about this next guy, Giannis, but also in other NBA news, the Nets look pretty good. I don't care what nobody. I don't care how much personally I don't like Kyrie Irving. Look, Kevin Durant plays for his team. I don't care how Nah, I'm not gonna say nappy, but how dry his hair looks when he hoops. That man, he can ball. Like he can ball. He's out there balling out. Like I know he's coming off an injury, but he's coming back pretty. What was that? Hey, Raina, I see you. What's up? But yeah,
Nah, it's you. They got to watch out for the Lakers, though, man. You still got to catch up to the Lakers. LeBron and AD ain't even playing, man, and they're balling out.
yeah. I just saying everybody. But that's what you gotta deal with. It's only one team in the West that's everybody's scared of, and that is the Lakers. And at some time, LeBron's age might catch up with him. He might catch a cramp. I don't know. Something can happen. Like I take my shot with the team I have now. That's a good team in my conference. Than going to another team and trying to build some chemistry on guys who are like famously known for not working together. And Doc Rivers is known for not like holding his players accountable to make them work together. So I don't know. What you think, Guru?
I mean, are we counting the Wizards out? I mean, I'm not just giving the East to the Nets, Tito.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no, no.
and
I put the Wizards in there.
and
I'll put
Ramir.
them in there.
Okay,
I
thank
think with
you,
what's
thank
his
you.
name? Who I don't know how to say it. Orochimaru, but
We got our man Westbrook now,
nah.
just
What's
changed the
that
game.
guy's name?
I mean,
What's
the
the
bill.
second year Japanese player name? Yeah, he's kind of
Huchimara
like balling out too. And Bradley Beal,
is getting
yeah,
better.
Bradley Beal's on the team. Russell Westbrook. Any team in the East can take it. Like right now, my top teams in the East are. I got to put Miami in there just cause they bring like the same team. They can have the same attitude. They can win some games. I'm putting the Nets up there. I'm putting the Sixers up there, I guess, and I'm putting the Wizards on this list. The Celtics, you have to
Thank
put
you.
them on there. You can't forget about the Celtics.
I don't know.
No, you can't. You can't forget about. They have that young nucleus, and they just got rid of the old people. So every single time they get rid of their older players who they don't have, who they're obligated to give minutes to or keep happy, they have a better time. Like
Okay.
if they feel good, they play pretty good. Who else is the team in the East? Who am I missing, y'all?
Toronto.
You know, I'm never going to talk about Toronto.
Yeah,
I'm a big Warriors
Toronto.
fan. I'm never saying anything about those guys. Still salty.
You can't knock them though, man. I mean, hey,
That's
they
six
play good
teams.
they play good
All right,
basketball,
now
man.
who's? I mean, you have to go to all eight. But who's your top teams in the West?
I mean, Lakers. I mean, you got to put the dysfunctional Clippers
I
still
don't put
up
them on
there.
there.
Um, Portland. I think Portland's gonna sneak up on some
Yeah,
teams.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna sleep on the Warriors, man. I mean, as long as Steph is healthy,
yeah.
they have a chance every single game. Um, you know, I guess the Rockets, but we'll see. We'll
All
see
right.
how they
Say
end up.
James Harden is not on the team. If a healthy John Wall and a healthy DeMarcus Cousins in the supporting cast, yeah, I don't think they can win some games.
If they're both healthy in a perfect world, if they're both healthy and they don't sustain any type of major injuries, we'll have to see if their game is still there. We'll have to see what the Marcus has, Boogie has left. But I mean, maybe they're young enough; they should be able to do
Yeah,
it.
they're not 30 yet. I know Boogie Cousins like
Yeah,
28, 29.
yeah. It depends who they get back. It depends who they get back in a trade.
Yeah,
I think they can. I think they can definitely shuffle some. Ruffle some feathers there.
Do you
But
guys like New Orleans?
you know, I
I
I
do.
I
I
see
like
them
him
as
as
like a bubble team, man. I see them
yeah.
as a
I
bubble
see him as
team.
a
Was a bubble team
puppet.
last year.
Yeah,
You know, right? The one team that I think is actually gonna go is
The
gonna be even
Phoenix
better.
Suns.
I mean, don't sleep on everybody. No, not even the Phoenix Suns, man. Like Dallas. Dallas is gonna be a wreck. Utah's still there. Denver's still there, man. Like the West is stacked, dude. Like
that
it's gonna be
So you don't
interesting,
blame
man.
James Harden trying to get out the West. When you guys put it
Yeah.
that way, it's always 9, 10 teams in the West. That's like God, man, I gotta play in the AFC West now, but I gotta play in the West. But yeah, what about Giannis? Giannis signed to Supermax. He's there forever. How do you just initial thoughts? How do you guys feel?
Mm, to be expected. He's he's their Midwest LeBron and their East Kevin Durant. Not a big deal.
Guru, I mean Tito.
Yeah, I mean, he's been saying it out along. He's been saying since he got to the league. Everybody talked about him being a free agent and kind of teetering with it. He's always said that's where he's going to be at, and I mean, he definitely put his money where his mouth was in this time around. He stayed true to his word and said, "I'm going to stay." I think it was financially, responsible for him to take that contract. Then again, I mean, you never know. Milwaukee can trade him if they wanted to at this point. Like it's like there's no trade clauses or anything like that. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's always career versus like economics for me, and you got to find a balance. If you found a balance, economically, yeah. But if he can, I don't know, if he can sway somebody to that market, then it makes sense. But did we talk? We were talking about this last week, right?
A little bit. Not really touch on this
Yeah,
aspect
but
of it.
these small market teams, man, like you want to have these guys and you want to play good, but the opportunities once you go somewhere else is different. Like we've seen Anthony Davis in more commercials since he got out of New Orleans. Like I don't, big market, small market, you don't want it to be a thing, but it is a thing because that's how America is ran by these markets, and it's like the Warriors. Only reason that we got Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, they sold him on a market that what he can do while he's out here. Like now he has a whole different brand. Like KD has like designer friends. He makes like small companies. He has the thing with ESPN. He got all those deals, learning all of the way for like entrepreneurship in the Bay Area. You go to New York, you play for the Yankees, you in commercials, you in Pepsi commercials. You do this, you do that. You go to LA, you in movies. And I'm not saying Giannis is, he has very humble beginnings, and I don't think he really strives for like to be famous outside of basketball. So I think that's why he made the decision. But you don't want to win sometimes. You don't want to be a two-time MVP winner and not have a championship. Like that kind of sucks. Like, and I know he plays in the fairly easy conference, so him to get to the championship is easier. But he could have made it if he went to Dallas. Him and Luka could beat anybody. I thought, me personally, I feel like Luka's pretty amazing. But
I think fundamentally he has a lot more to prove as a player. I mean, he's still a little bit raw. He needs to develop like better post moves, better turnarounds, a consistent jump shot, not just a 3-pointer, but mid range. He's got to be able to, people got to fear him all around
yeah,
the court. And they only fear him in a couple aspects of his game right now.
yeah.
But I'm happy for
He,
him.
he's young, 25, 26, right? How old is Giannis?
Yeah. He's still growing. Yeah, he'll get there, but he's missing about 2 or 3 parts to his game
Yeah,
that will help him
so
carry.
these 5 years go by. He gets you a championship. He is still somewhat be in the prime years of his life to where he can go somewhere else. So you know, it works out. All right, basketball is done with. Let's talk about football. The NFL. So it's Friday. So every Friday we catch up on the Thursday night game, and I guess Thursday night last night it was the Chargers versus Las Vegas Raiders, but you couldn't tell John Gruden that because he had an Oakland Raiders hat on. Derek Carr caught a bad cramp. He he broke himself. Wow, wow! It always happens in the red zone, and he has some kind of mishap. Either he throws the ball away, he runs out of bounds, he gets hurt, he fumbles. But this time, he ran out of bounds and he got hurt. Um, yeah, Torres, Torres, Torres left scrotum. I don't know what happened. He pulled something. Mark Marcus Mariota, the flying Hawaiian, Big Uso came in there and he played good. He had one bad throw with one bad drop. It was a bad throw, but Zay Jones popped it in the air. Who does that as a receiver? Makes no sense. The Chargers, Justin Herbert was throwing like a madman. He got sacked towards the end of the game. The Raiders looked like they were going to punch it in. It's 24-24. I mean, it's whatever the score was. No, yeah, 27-24. The Raiders driving. They get stopped. They have to kick the field goal. That sucked. Go to the Chargers get the ball back. Money Badger, their kicker, misses so many kicks this game. I don't understand how he has a job. He misses the field goal. Game goes into overtime. I'm juiced. We drive downfield. Can't punch it in the end zone again. Like, it sucks. Then, the Chargers get to play on a 25. We kick it to the end zone. They need it. They're on the 25. Eckler runs for 25 yards. Justin Herbert throws for 25 yards on the next play. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And then he rushes in at the end of the game. Anthony Lynn was saved for one more week. But your thoughts on the Las Vegas Raiders? I'm going to let Tito go first. Dude, we don't want to hear from you
yet. I mean, if there was a game for the Raiders to win, it was this game. Like, the Chargers do not win close games. Like, close games and Chargers are definitely. I mean, they happen way too often with them, but they never win them. I mean, the one time that they did win a close game, who was it against? Atlanta, who also loses the worst in the worst possible ways. And sure enough, man, I mean, they played okay. It was back and forth. Carr being Carr. I don't know what it was. I mean, it didn't look too bad, but I mean, then again, I'm not a player. I don't know. He was in the sideline in street clothes, like regular. Yeah, like quicker than anything, man. Like, maybe he had the Lamar Jackson. I thought it was going to be like a Lamar Jackson type situation where he had to go take a dookie or something like that, but it definitely was one of those things where, hey, it is what it is. I think we said it last show, like Raiders needed to win out. Like, I still think there is a slight chance for them to do so, but
yes.
Yeah, but it's like, this is a game that they need to win and they didn't.
Go ahead.
Plain and simple.
Let us know who fault it is.
Okay, start with the San Diego Chargers. Hey, let's give them credit.
Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers. Excuse me. Damn it.
San Diego too.
I'm like that boneheaded Gruden, right? I can't even come out in the Vegas cap, right? So let's start with the Chargers. The Chargers quarterback, he was phenomenal. He lights out. But again, I don't want to. If passing is all it took to win championships, then that's all they would be getting in this league. And the Raiders had a chance to win the game despite everything San Diego did, and they didn't. So let's flip. So congratulations to the Chargers. Now let's go over to the Raiders and John Gruden. He has a 10-year contract, as we all know. But again, I told you, I've been watching this man for a long time. I watched him in Tampa Bay, and he just runs his team into the ground. His running backs can never last the whole season. He ran the wheels off that Cadillac in Tampa Bay.
Oh, man.
Go back and look. Yeah. And I'm afraid he's going to do that to Jacobs. You're running the little guy in between the tackles, not outside the tackle. And he's doing a phenomenal job, but you got to understand a man that size is going to get nicked up and hurt. Okay, Tito.
Time out. Valid points in saying, that he likes to run the ball. But Jacobs is a running back. That is what he does. That is what he gets paid to do. So I'm pretty sure he's not complaining that he's getting the ball to run. So it's like it definitely, you need a well balanced offense. I definitely hear it. Great points. But it's like, hey man, I'm not gonna feel sorry for that guy. I mean, that's what he gets paid to do. He's a running back.
Now
Run him.
I
Like,
hear you, but John Gruden's track record with running backs is trash. Cadillac Williams ran a ball 38 times a game one time. Like, come on. And they highlighted the story where John Gruden played him like videos of uh, former NFL running backs who played hurt and motivated him. Like, nah,
yeah.
I'm hurt. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna heal up, and then I'm gonna come back. But go ahead, Guru. Time in. We'll we'll,
uh,
we'll dissect that because I have two words about it. Go ahead, Guru.
yes, and to your statement, Tito. Yes, he is a running back. That's what he gets paid to do, and he is tough. But I mean, 220 pounds on a 5'8" frame, it's a lot of banging. And I think you have to be able to. This is not old school NFL. Like, your running backs nowadays, they rotate running backs. He don't get much rotation unless he's tired. That's wearing him down. And let me
Yeah.
point something else out. Where's the genius in John Gruden? I mean, after 3 seasons, he doesn't even have a better record than Jack Del Rio. And don't think that Jack Del Rio hasn't taken note of that. Also, his team seemed to wear it down at the end of the season for his career. And let me point something out to you. In September, all right, John Gruden wins 57% of his games, right? When the season starts off. Come December, he only wins 37% of his games. All right. Another thing to point out, I mean, hey, out of the last 18 years, he hasn't won a playoff game in 18 years. And the last 2 playoff appearances were wild card games that he lost. All right. Now, this is as Tony Dungy's team was starting to be dismantled. That team that he was handed to play against his old Raiders, which he knew all the plays to, that he got credit for winning that Super Bowl. What genes did it take to figure out you playing your old team that you built? But anyway, we're going to set that aside. Out of 140 teams that have started 6-3, only one has not made the playoffs. Guess who that is? John Gruden. Out of 140 teams that started 6-3, he's the only one who's never made it to the playoffs. Right? You know what that is? Because he wears his teams out. And not only on top of that, players look at coaches differently when they know that they're running the whole show. They know that he's at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this mental game that's being played with players. I don't know if he's going to get the players that he wants unless he pays them the money that he wants. But I think his message is old. I think people starting to see that he's not this great X's and O guy. But more importantly, he's playing old school football. He's practicing. He's wearing his players out too hard. And it shows every season. Like, they've been blown out their last 3 seasons he's been there. They've been blown out by 17 points 14 times. That's teams wearing out, and they're all towards the end of the season because he can't win those games in November, December because his players are too tired. And that's all I got to say on John Gruden and the Raiders. He's got to change something up, or else this is not going to work because he only had 6 players left from his regime when he first got there. There was only 6 players left. So this is pretty much all his players. Now, next season, he's going to have to do a really big jump, or else now we're going to start pointing the finger at him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans are pointing the finger right now because a lot of the Raiders play calling as well. I mean, naturally, that's what loses a team all games, but the defensive play calling, they want to put this on Gunther, he's gone. But the offense at the same time, like when we become pretty good. Like I'm not about to knock Derek Carr because he's been playing pretty good. I don't care what nobody says.
Notice I didn't mention him. Notice I didn't say nothing about him.
The last 5 games he's been playing pretty good. It's just that you know, John Gruden is basically like Anthony Lynn in a way right now. Like he can't find a win the game. He's in it, but then you can't find a win the game in the time when you're supposed to step up and be a real NFL franchise and really show some true grit and win the game. We don't do it. We laid an egg on Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts. They embarrassed us, and then last night was an embarrassing red zone offense. Like he supposed to be this red zone guru. Marcus Mariota is traveling 80 yards in 5 minutes to get to the end zone and not punching in. Like, why would you call these design trick plays there? Like, continue with what got you there. The option pass was working the whole game. And that's my next question. Derek Carr healthy? Who's starting? Who should start at quarterback um, on next time we play? 2 weeks or a week and a half. Who y'all starting? Derek Carr or Marcus Mariota?
I don't think Derek Carr's coming back. I mean, he's got a pulled groin. The way he acted on that play, I pulled a groin. You can't come back from that. That's like a 2 month healing thing. You're just not going to have no mobility. So I'm going to say Marcus Mariota.
Chop.
I'd be shocked if he played.
Chop, what's up? I see you in the comments. I see you, Hassan. But go ahead, Tito. Who you think?
I say Mariota just because the way that Carr fumbled that ball at the sideline. I don't know what that was, man. Like, did you see that fumble? I really don't know what that was.
Oh yeah, Derek Carr is out up to 2 weeks with significant groin injury. Derek Carr might be done with the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm sorry. Hopefully, Mariota's seen how Ryan Tannehill came in and changed his life by winning some games and going to the playoffs. That maybe sitting on the bench that wrote them off, we can have the same magic. Because last night he gave the Raiders a spark. I don't care what the Raiders have been efficient, but he's not as accurate as Carr. But I didn't look like the play was over. Like he had got grabbed on his shoulder one time, and then the play went for like 30+ yards because he didn't panic. His hand is big enough. He didn't fumble the ball, and he just kept going and he kept moving it downfield. I don't know how long that can last because the tape is not, but I don't know. But as a fan of the team, I really want him to do well, get well soon, Derek Carr, because Derek Carr has been putting up some great numbers. So I'm not I'm not gonna say that, but
He had more time, and Mariota had more time. The offensive line seemed like they were more fresh because they didn't know, the defense didn't know they had to always be on guard for the run. You see what I'm saying? So it seemed like the offense, Raiders offense seemed to move a lot more fluid and different. When Mariota did drop back, he had time because he kept those linebackers in that front four honest. They know if they didn't contain the ends, he was gone. And I think as long as they incorporate more of that, and listen, it was his first start. I mean, he came out there cold, and he looked like he was good to go. So give him a full week, and he deserves to start again.
And one more thing about the game, the referee's calls was trash. I'm calling him out. Aguilar got held 2 plays in a row. Obviously, he got held. He got held, and one of the things, the guy leant his shoulder and his head and obviously moved, and no call. Hunter Renfro died on the field, no call. I don't know if the league has it fixed in on the Raiders. I think they do. Al Davis was the first person to introduce colored players on this team. The NFL still mad. Tell me I'm wrong. But anyway, Raiders play. Who do they play next? The Dolphins? Yeah, I think that.
I think so.
I can let you know. Let me.
That should be a good
do the Raiders have a bye week?
No, they don't have a bye week because they played yesterday. So technically, they don't play on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So they play. I think it's
You're
the
right.
Dolphins maybe because we played all AFC teams besides the Dolphins maybe. I think I think it's the Dolphins. All right. Who's your NFL MVP? It's between 2 quarterbacks right now. Maybe a running back and maybe a defensive player. But who do you guys have as MVP right now in the NFL?
Uh, I'm gonna stick with my preseason choice of Justin
No,
Jefferson.
no,
I
NFL
think that he.
MVP.
Oh, MVP. I would have to say, oof, Derrick Henry.
Okay, that was the one running back I
He's
alluded to, Derrick Henry. Okay, Tito.
Um, I think it's still dangerous.
No way.
Wilson.
No way. He's not winning the game he's supposed to win. And he has too many turnovers. Then
If he finishes undefeated, maybe he has a shot
maybe, but the other guys in front of him, his quarterback colleagues, they're playing way better than him. Get out of here. What are you doing,
because
man?
he's literally carrying that
Get
team.
out. Get out.
He's literally carrying that team, Tito. I agree with you. They're nothing without
Who
him.
cares? Go to your
Nothing.
room.
He's my MVP, but it's because what he did with the Jets. He beat a team that you're supposed to demolish, and that's what he did. Can't say the same for the Raiders.
Man, why you a piece? Nah, but nah, man. Patrick Mahomes
Now,
only
all
lost
right.
one game, and he
If
has
you want,
he has
if
2,000 yard receivers, and one of them is a tight end. That's amazing. He might win it. Derrick Henry, I might give it to him. Yeah, Derrick Henry
Run
played pretty good.
through this.
He's, but to me, people are gonna always say, "Can a running back lead you to playoff wins?" And he has to win. He has to win
Yeah,
a couple.
he
he
can.
can,
He's proven it.
Yeah, he just gets guys tired. And Aaron Rodgers, he's up there too. So I think right now it's between Aaron Rodgers. So I got Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, King Henry, and I might slightly put Aaron Donald in there.
I think if Henry rushes for over 2,000 yards, which he has to finish with over 150 yards in the last 3 games, which he's very capable of. You know, like if it was any other running back, I'd be like, nah, that's going to be a reach. Not with Derrick Henry. You know, I haven't seen nothing like it in a long time, man, where a running back is tossing people and guys are actually thinking about how they want to hit them. And a guy who has breakaway speed from 85 yards down the field. I haven't seen nothing like it. He just imposes his will on people and he throws them to the side like ragdoll. You're not supposed to be able to throw NFL players around like that. Miles Jack, he's a feared linebacker. I saw him toss him like he was like a peewee leaguer.
Yeah. Raiders next game is the Dolphins. Dolphins and the Broncos. Anyway, yeah. Okay, who's your offensive MVP, rookie MVP? Offensive rookie.
It's going to be Justin Jefferson. They probably ended up giving it to uh, the Chargers quarterback. But again, I say, like, you got to win. You got to win. I don't think it's just stats. You know, Marino only went to one Super Bowl. He was a hell of a passer from the jump, you know. I'm going with Justin Jefferson. He already has over 1,000 yards receiving as a rookie. He's blowing all rookie wide receivers away in yards, except Chase Claypool has more touchdowns, but he has 8, and he has all these receiving yards.
I see it. I definitely see it, but Herbert, hands down, Herbert.
I'm giving it to the wide receiver. I think coming to Minnesota, he kind of, Stephon
Oh,
Diggs
he's
is
just
big,
awesome.
big shoes to fill, and he's been playing pretty good. And receiver, they say that's the hardest. Even though you're a quarterback, but they say receiver is the hardest
Yeah,
transition from college. And he's killing them. I think he's stout better than all other rookies.
Randy Moss, Jerry
Yeah,
Rice,
those are good.
none of them is.
Yeah, but Herbert has a rookie records as well. So it's down to
Yeah,
those
but he
two.
don't have the wins. You gotta have wins behind it.
Yeah, but the Vikings now aren't winning either. So
Yeah, but not necessarily. I mean, look at what happened last year,
oh yeah, they for sure cheated my boy last year and gave it stupid.
and they gave it to Murray.
Yeah,
They gave it to Murray, and they
Over
didn't win.
who?
It
Murray
was over
over
Josh
who?
Jacobs. Over
over
Jacobs.
Jacobs. 1,000 plus, only rookie to
No,
do
I
it.
would have gave it to Jacobs. I thought Jacobs
Yeah,
deserved
no, definitely. Yeah, Jacobs was definitely the offensive rookie of the year last year.
running back
But
at that.
but they gave it to Murray, and Murray had less wins. So it's
Yeah,
not necessarily about wins. I mean, if there's a copycat league, it's gonna be Herbert, man. Like it, if it's
they
not
got it
Herbert,
wrong,
yeah,
Tito.
I
They got
will
it
give it
wrong.
to you. You know, Jeff Jefferson is balling out, man. Like that guy is definitely good, but I mean, they're gonna give it to Herbert.
Jacob should have
He's just
gotten
putting
it.
up ridiculous numbers.
I agree. I agree. Running back's a brutal position. So brutal.
Yeah, I think Anthony Lynn is staying for another year for sure. Let me just get that off.
I think so
To
too.
me,
You know, Pep Hamilton. Let me point this out. Pep Hamilton, who was the quarterbacks coach for the LA Chargers quarterback, he is the quarterbacks coach. This guy, this brother, was the quarterback coach for Andrew Luck when Andrew Luck was a rookie. When he came into the league with the Colts, he was with Andrew Luck when he was at Stanford.
hmm
You know, and this guy's an awesome quarterback coach. And if you get rid of, and to your point, Ray Mir, I think you're right. Anthony Lynn is going to return because if they got rid of him, that would be getting rid of Pep Hamilton, and I think that would kind of change the development of the Chargers quarterback.
yeah, to me,
All right, question for you guys though. Question for you guys. What if what would Herbert look like in a B enemy offense?
Dangerous.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
you don't think you'd go after something like that? I mean, you have those weapons, man. Like look, last game against the Raiders, Keenan
I think
Allen
he wants that
was on
Texans
the
job.
snap count. Keenan Allen was on the snap count. Mike Williams was on the snap count. They got some offensive weapons there where if you got somebody is supposed to be an offensive guru, somebody that's, doing the things that B enemies doing, it
You have
could
an
be
excellent
dangerous. I
point.
mean, they'd have to
You have an
explore it,
excellent
but I think you're right, Rainier. And Anthony Lynn, man. I mean, he won me over just on personality with Hard Knocks. Don't want to see him go, but I think you're right. I think he does stay one more year. But
Yeah, to me, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but to me, Justin Herbert is playing too good, and at some point they're gonna say it's the coaching staff that's making them play that way. Like
They have to give them credit.
yeah, I'm saying they have to. They doing it. I think so. So to me, this guy is looking like a dang it. I hate talking about AFC West quarterbacks, but to be in the AFC West, you shooting for Mahomes, and right now with his progression, if he can keep growing the way he's growing, I'm not saying he's gonna be at Mahomes' level, but he can compete with him for sure. And you have to
Yeah,
think it's because the coaching staff believes in him. They put the right plays in him. They coaching him up right. And if you fire Lynn, you gonna really are you gonna keep everybody else? And if since he's so cool and likable person, I'm pretty sure those other guys are not gonna want to stay with LA if they do that. So you have to look at it that way. But unless they can guarantee the Kansas City OC game, I don't see it happening because they can kind of lightweight win out and have an okay season, even though it was riddled with injuries. Because last night when Eckler was in there, I was like, golly, he has to come back today. Out of all, out of all times to be hurt in the NFL, you want to come back today because the offense, he's a good running back. I see why they got rid of Melvin Gordon.
yeah,
Like, and I forget that
hmm
because Melvin Gordon, I'm a big Melvin Gordon fan because he's a tall running back as well. Him and Henry, but yeah, so we'll see. Any other NFL storylines? Oh yeah,
Oh,
one. What?
Dwayne
No, no,
Haskins,
no. We
Washington.
got one more before Dwayne Haskins. I don't even know how I forgot about this. The game of the year was on Monday. But we've been talking about this. Raina Dolan, what are y'all doing? Raina, go to your room. No, just go to your room. Y'all have different rooms. Go to your room. Sorry, everybody, but I have two kids fighting together when they can just go to their room. It's not like they're not on their phones. But Monday, the the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson has returned. It was a heck of a game. Baker Mayfield did his thing. Lamar Jackson did his thing for a couple halves. He kind of slipped a little bit. His receiver Hollywood Brown catches with his body the worst receiver in the NFL right now to me. Lamar Jackson gets hurt. He leaves the game. The Browns go up. What's the dude name? McSlurney? The the backup QB for the Ravens go down with a bad like tweak.
McSorley.
Yeah, something happened to his knee or his ankle. He just buckled. Baker Mayfield leads him on the drive. The Browns go up. Then out of nowhere, Action Jackson comes back in. Leads him down the drive. The Browns get the ball back at a field goal, and Lamar Jackson has one chance, and he throws a bomb, and he didn't even throw a bomb. He like scrambled. They thought he was gonna run, and he seen Hollywood Brown, even though he had 3 drops and he was playing trash the whole game. He went from he went from death threats to groupies because they were for sure gonna kill him. He single handedly was dropping too many costly balls, and then they won the game. So Guru always debates Lamar Jackson should have went number 1. And I always say Baker Mayfield played pretty good. I don't care what you tell me. He played pretty good. The game was pretty competitive. I see 2 things here. The Ravens focus on their defense. The Browns focus on their offense when it comes to paying people and getting people around. I have nothing against Lamar Jackson. He is the best player within a time frame he has been in NFL. He has not the best passing bar, but he has one of the best winning percentages. He has higher expected completion rates than most of your favorite quarterbacks in that same type of time. He has touchdowns. He has less interceptions than most people. But I hate his team. I hate his management, and I hate his coach. Like, I don't hate his coach, but I feel like sometimes these coaches don't do the right things for these players to keep them in a long-term type of bucket. I compared them to RG3, Andrew Luck. These guys that come into the league and be talented, and they're the reasons RG3 in his first season. But like Andrew Luck, he's the reason why his team wins a lot of games. He did a lot of effort. He ran the ball when he's supposed to. He made smart quarterback plays. Same with Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson doesn't have the offensive line help. He doesn't have the skill players help. Those receivers, they're not good. So when I look at the Cleveland Browns, they're spending money on an extra running back. They already have a top tier running back that they drafted. They have a top tier tight end in Joku. They spend their money on Hopper. They have a top receiver in Jarvis Landry. Now you got Peoples Jones coming up. They spent the money on Odell Beckham. And I always say the Browns were 5-2 with Odell Beckham, so I don't know why people keep saying Baker's playing good without Odell Beckham. They were just finding their ground, and Kevin Stefanski found their offensive footing. I just feel like the Cleveland Browns, no matter how you feel about Baker Mayfield, they feel like that's their franchise guy. They protecting him. Baltimore Ravens are not protecting him. I don't care. Guru, prove me. Say I'm wrong. I don't have. That's what I'm saying. Guru think I have this vendetta against Lamar Jackson. I don't. I just don't like his team.
I feel like you're right on some points. I think you're right about the coach. I think you're right about them not him being successful in spite of Jim Harbaugh. However, I do think Greg Roman has a lot to do with that offense and how they operated. They do need a left tackle. I don't think you need a strong line all the way across the board if you plan on re-signing Lamar, but you do need a top-tier left tackle because he is right-handed. He can see everything to his right. And like any quarterback, you want to be able to have your blind side protected. And so maybe you can sacrifice a few dollars, but get so you can find some decent linemen on the right side of the ball and some decent guards that can, get some push off the line. Yes, I do agree with you there. I don't know if it would be any better if they brought someone else in because of the system they run is working. And what you saw was Lamar use his legs, and that's him just being creative because the play call obviously wasn't designed that way, but it just happened that way. And like you said, he has a lot to do with the coach's success in spite of what they're doing, what they're calling. But yes, he does need help.
Yeah. Tito.
Um, yeah, I mean, I have I have nothing, man. I mean, Browns are doing all right. I mean, I still think that they play better without Odell. I'm gonna continue to say that. I think it's a little bit less pressure on that offense to kind of feed the biggest superstar, on that team. Makes it a little bit easier to spread the ball out. Baker's playing all right. Um, I do think, was it the best game of the year? I think it was a poorly defensive game of the year. It was fun. It was definitely interesting. If Lamar was in that game the whole time, though, it would have been a whole different story for
If
me
this was
because
Fifth, we'd
Lamar.
all be drunk, man.
No, definitely, definitely, man. But it's like Lamar did whatever he wanted in that game. Like as soon as he came back, he did whatever the hell he wanted again, and it's like he was running whatever he wanted to do. And it's like you called it. The Browns put their money on their offense. They didn't put their money on their defense. And yeah, they got Myles Garrett and he's doing his thing, but he's not doing it by himself, you know? Um, Baltimore, though, you're right. You hit on that point where it's like they don't have the weapons. It's Lamar Jackson, and he's making plays and keeping plays alive. He's running, I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't know what he was feeling. I mean, I strongly believe he had to go take a dookie or whatever, like definitely was one of those like, hey, he had to go to the back. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a fun game. Baltimore, I mean, hopefully they can turn it around. I mean, if anything, I think they did the Raiders a favor by beating the Browns, but then
Ravens
again,
gonna take
like
their fronts.
the the Ravens, put themselves in positions to be front runners, and at the same time, the Raiders needed a win on yesterday, and they didn't. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get some intel on the bathroom. Uh, Stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't know. Lamar
it's
Jackson.
just social media, man, social media.
Yeah,
Everybody,
like
all
he
the
was
memes
doing that
where
doo doo walk.
he.
Doodoo
Yeah, man.
Brown.
I mean, like I said, it's to me, it's just it's a way of different. Lamar Jackson, he shouldn't. Part of me always feel like he shouldn't let the organization play him, and not say play him as far as like, but like pimp him out basically. Like they need to put the right weapons around him and really give him something to work with, and maybe develop something different. Like he's winning the games. He was doing whatever he wanted. Once he got the cleat issue fixed, he was doing whatever he wants. And maybe, the Cleveland Browns need to spend some money on defense because Carl Joseph, he's a pretty good player, but other than Myles Garrett, they tried to get Jadeveon Clowney, but he was being a clown and didn't want to get the money, and now he's never getting paid again in his life. But let's go to NFL picks. But let's go through last week because one, I'm pretty sure you had a bad week last week. Okay, was this last week? Let me make sure.
Yes,
That
last
week, I
week's.
mean, what did I have? I think I had 5
Yeah, you
losses, man.
picked Miami. I don't know why. You picked the Giants. No, the Giants won.
I have 5 losses.
No, the
It's
Giants
not that
lost.
bad.
You picked. Wait, no. Who did Denver beat Carolina?
Yes, they
Oh
did.
Yes.
snaps! You have 40. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah. I did good, man. You on
Wait,
crack
let
over
me
there,
let
man.
me make
What's
How
happening?
many did
sure.
I have? Like two.
No,
What
you
I
I
have
picked
did
two
all
or three.
right,
Houston
man.
lost. Okay, cool. Houston lost. Miami lost. The Giants lost. Um, New Orleans lost.
Who picked them?
Tito
I did.
and
Okay.
um, Pittsburgh.
I was
Pittsburgh
acting a fool.
lost.
It's all right.
I guess we
I'm
did
trying to
all
get
right.
our listeners, I'm trying to get our watchers, our viewers to make money. So pick against me, you know?
Yeah, Pittsburgh lost. Pittsburgh. Hey, Pittsburgh is getting exposed. We want to keep talking about the Browns, but the strength of schedule of the Pittsburgh is not that good neither. When they play good teams, they lose. Well, never mind. They lost. Nope. Arguably, the Redskins before the injury to Alex Smith was a good qualifies as a good team. I know Guru had him in his top 5 power rankings, which was very shocking. But yeah, Buffalo.
Who?
The receiver in the NFL with the
Buffalo?
most receptions is Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, I said he's top 5 receiver in the NFL. Him, D Hop, but I don't know. D Hop is cool, but I don't like his quarterback.
Getting 20
Devontae
targets a
Adams, though,
game.
best route runner in the league. Let's not forget that he's a problem. But anyway, let's go to NFL. Let's picks this week.
All righty. So we got some games tomorrow. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Let's do this. We got 2 games tomorrow. So we got football weekend going on. First game is gonna be afternoon game. So set your clocks early, guys. Buffalo versus Denver.
By
Buffalo
10
is
points.
favored. They're at a -5.5.
Buffalo.
I'm going to take Denver.
Oh man, you
I'm
just
feeling something
hate
funny.
Josh Allen, Guru.
Feeling
You
something funny.
just hate
You
Josh
know what?
Allen. I get it.
I,
Big,
He's
big
got to get better.
racism, but
He's not proof.
go ahead.
I was gonna do. I was gonna pick Denver as well, but because Guru picked them, I'm actually gonna go Buffalo. So let's go
Mile
Buffalo.
high. Damn.
Denver's sneaky though, man. I mean, they're just so inconsistent. Like, I just do not like Drew Lock, man. I don't know what it's about that guy, but I just don't like him. But it is what it is. They got some stud receivers. Um, the next game, which is going to be Ramir's favorite quarterback, you have Green Bay versus Carolina. You got Green Bay -8.5. I got Green Bay all day here.
I got Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Alrighty. Now we got those are the 2 games for Saturday. Now we got Sunday games. You got early game. You got Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Tampa Bay is
I got
-6.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Tampa.
Tampa. Next game, which is pretty funny that it got bumped from prime time. I mean, it's good because I get to watch another game, but you got San Francisco versus Dallas. San Francisco is -3.
Oh, Dallas. Oh, there.
Man, I
I got
could care
Dallas.
less, man. Let me.
I mean, you got to choose someone. Just go ahead and choose the obvious.
I choose Dallas.
I know.
But hey, look,
Alrighty. Next
I
game
couldn't
is
care
you got
less. That's probably like the game my whole 32 years of living that I just do not care nothing
yeah.
I
about.
said Dallas.
I'm just glad it's not a
Yeah,
primetime game anymore.
crazy
You know, like
football
I'm
game.
gonna throw on red zone. I'm gonna
It
be,
should be.
it's gonna be cool, man.
It
Get
should be
out of here,
prime time.
man. Nobody wants to see that, man. Nobody wants to see those 2 trash teams.
That star on the
Um,
helmet.
both of those teams got beat by Washington. What does that say, dude? Get out of here, man.
It's a horrible season for us. That's what it says.
All righty. The next game is gonna be Detroit versus Tennessee. Tennessee is -10.5.
Tennessee, man. Tennessee.
Tennessee here. Hey, real quick, what's this? Have you heard this rumor that Stafford's going to the
I
Niners next
heard
year?
that.
He's still not going to win. I don't care where he goes.
Hey, don't be surprised you see him in Washington.
You ain't winning 11 years in Detroit. You ain't winning nowhere.
Alrighty. Next game is going to be Houston versus Indianapolis. You have Indy -7.5.
Indy.
Indy. Yep. Next game, it's going to be New England versus Miami. Miami is a -2.
New England.
I'm going to go Miami. I want to go New England, but I got to go Miami.
I got man, this one's tough. I'm gonna go Miami. They let me down last week, but I'll go Miami.
Dang, that's our first split. Oh no,
Another early.
Oh, okay. We was 5 in a
Yeah.
row, but all right, go ahead next.
Next game is gonna be Chicago and Minnesota. Minnesota is -3.
Minnesota. They need this.
I'm going Chicago.
Oh, Ramir took my thunder. I'm going Chicago as well.
Y'all feeling Trubisky?
I'm just not feeling
He's going to disappoint you. Don't worry.
Let's be honest.
All righty. We're going to see what Dangerous has against one of the best young up-and-coming defenses in the NFL. Definitely was on display in that Niner game for us Bay Area folks. So you got Seattle versus Washington football team. Seattle is -6.5.
I got the football team.
You know, the number 4 ranked overall defense in Washington is pretty scary. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Seattle.
I got Washington. You guys know that.
To me, that's a winnable game. Like every single time people play Seattle, their defense is trash. And if you got a good defense yourself, you got a chance.
I wouldn't be surprised. Tito. I would just say that.
Definitely. I mean, Haskins, we'll see. Sounds like Haskins is going to be it. So, game is going to be Jacksonville versus Baltimore. Wow. Look at this line. Baltimore is -13.
Yeah, Jacksonville's tanking. Can you say tank? I can.
Baltimore. Yep.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
All righty. Next game, afternoon game, you got the Jets versus the Rams. Hey, man, the Rams are looking really scary right now. Man, look at this line. Holy, I had to look at this twice. -17 Rams.
They giving them 17 points. I'm going to Rams. But golly.
Can you say Trevor Lawrence? Yeah. I'm going to say the Rams for sure.
All righty. The next game, you have Philadelphia versus Arizona. Arizona is -6.5.
I hate Philly. You know, I really do with a passion. But I gotta put the Guru. I gotta keep it in Guru status and go with Philly.
Yeah, I'm going Philly.
I'll agree with you guys, Guru. Sadly, Philadelphia. Hey man, Hurts looked okay. Can't do any worse than Wentz. Can't do any worse than Wentz.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, you got KC versus New Orleans. KC is -3.
And Drew Brees is back. He's starting.
He ain't healed.
I'm going KC.
I got KC.
KC.
Yeah, I think Drew Brees is gonna get hurt.
Yeah. His old ass ain't healed.
You got the evening game that got flexed into it. You got Cleveland versus the Giants. Cleveland is -6.
I got Cleveland.
You know what? I'm going.
I got Cleveland.
Who's playing? Is Daniel Jones? He's not playing, right?
He is playing.
He is.
I got to go with him because Baker was talking some trash last year, and I think this is going.
Like Daniel Jones, number 6. Wow, huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's bulletin board material, right there.
Yeah, I'm a ride with that. You know, especially since they beat Seahawks last week. I think they have a shot. Defense is certainly playing like it.
For sure. Then the last game is going to be Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati for a Monday night game. Pittsburgh is -13.
I got Pitt.
Since Pitt.
Pittsburgh all day.
All right, cool. There you guys have it. Our NFL picks. We are old men, so we are tired. Thank you, guys.
I shouldn't have any losses.
I don't know, Guru. Let me just tell you right now where you might get a loss at. The Denver game playing Buffalo. That's the first game on Saturday. So your weekend's gonna be a long weekend already. And yeah, the rest of them can fall where they may. All right, everybody. Guru, any last words?
Yes, I want to say to all the viewers out there, thank you for tuning in. I always like to give a word of encouragement, and that is to try to stay good in your heart, stay away from toxic people, stay away from people who really talk bad about other people, because, or if you can, pray for them, and go into the new year with a good soul, and spread love to everyone, because Lord knows it's been a tough year for everyone. Continue watching GRT Sports. Happy New Year,
All right,
Christmas.
Tito.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching us, catching us on the rewatch. Join us in the chat. We definitely want to interact with you guys. Stay safe out there. Obviously holidays, weird 2020. But yeah, we'll catch us. I'm sure we'll have a show before, Christmas and everything like that. So we'll say it then, but stay safe out there,
Yeah.
guys.
Yes,
Appreciate all of you guys.
stay dangerous, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. It's always a pleasure. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, Tito. Thank you, Guru, for being on. I hope I get all my picks right. Go Las Vegas Raiders. We'll see you next time. And we're out. Peace out.